We started off with Geelong versus the Western Bulldogs, and man, we finally got one this season, Donnie, after the siren goal, and this was just super fantastic. Gary Rohan sinks it from about 50, and it's just one of his two goals in this game, but there's just a really fun, really back and forth game, and it was close all the way through. And the doggies looked like they were about to pull it off, but then the Cats just barely grabbed that win at the last second. And I don't know what else to say besides, man, this is just a really damn good game of footy.
Oh, just an incredible game. Very back and forth. I mean, the doggies did not. You can't lower your heads if you're a doggies supporter or a doggies player because they it was still a really good game. GMHBA is such a difficult place to play. The Cats play the skinny ground so well. And Gary Rowan, I mean, ice water in his veins. I mean, and I'm not sure if you knew this, but in 2000, this isn't the first time he's kicked an after the siren goal to win a game. In 2017, he did the same thing for the Sydney Swans against the Essendon Bombers. A little bit closer, not nearly as difficult a shot.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's Gary Rowan. You got to give the guy some credit to be able to slot that one home. In the reaction of Coach Scott in the press box
It wasn't
in the
that
coach's
gold.
box was absolutely, it was almost as good as the goal call because it was just spectacular to see him
Everything about that play.
absolutely lose his mind with excitement. The energy was there to see fans at the ground as well in Victoria is awesome, which is really good. Knowing that the AFL and the Victorian government have confirmed there will be crowds this week in the Melbourne venues, which is absolutely awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be low; it'll be about 20-30% max,
Yep.
but still, crowds at the footy in Victoria is good. Now we just have to cross our fingers that the cluster now that's popped up in Sydney won't become an issue, unfortunately. So there might be some issues when it comes to the Sydney Swans Port Adelaide game. What time that will actually go is still up for debate. Other than that, but no, absolutely cracking game. In fact, funny story I'll tell you this is I was watching the game,
Mm-hmm.
and normally on Fridays I go grocery shopping every couple of weeks just because I have Fridays off. And I was actually in the store when Gary Rowan kicked the goal. I was listening to it on my headphones, listening to the AFL Live app, and I almost fell over because I couldn't believe it, how crazy this goal was. So when I got home, first thing I did, I had to rewind it and
Yep.
watch the last 2 minutes of the game. Just an incredible goal kick and so much fun, and just another great start to the week of footy. Yes, there was only 5 games, but a great start is an exciting game of footy to
Mm-hmm.
start off.
Yeah, I feel like I look kind of like a dumbass just the way I was staring at my phone so intensely, kind of shaking my fist when I was at the gym. I was stretching. I was trying to pay attention to it, watch it, and it was. Oh man, I finished. I was kind of following along. I took a break from it, so I could like finish a couple little stretches. Then I get back to it, and right when I get back to it, it's like Gary setting up for that free kick. So it's perfect timing, and man, it really just could not have worked out much better than that. The one downside to this game, though, is that there's a couple injury worries for either team. For Geelong, Mitch Duncan possibly out until finals. And also, the Bulldogs do lose Aaron Naughton in this one. Out of these two injuries, which one do you think will hurt the most for the respective teams?
Well, Duncan's will be more severe because it is a guaranteed loss, probably until the late rate rounds, if not even as you said, almost into the finals. Aaron Naughton did make the trip. The Bulldogs actually kind of a weird schedule. They went back to Main Melbourne, and actually got on the plane the next day because they had to do 7 days of quarantine in
Mm.
Perth before they can play. And Naughton was on the trip, so there's still some talk. Maybe Naughton might actually not miss any games. They're not sure.
That'd be remarkable if he
There's
does, because it
it would
looked like a funky little thing he suffered.
it would be. We're hoping there's no broke. It's not a broken rib or anything. Or maybe hoping that maybe it's just a bruise along the abdomen, right there. But we'll just have to see. But it was definitely painful for him. But Mitch Duncan is the bigger one because it is a guaranteed miss of games.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you have Dangerfield getting back comfortable, and that Cats midfield is quite deep, but still, Mitch Duncan is the depth of a strength. Usually, when it goes down, it does decrease the
Mm-hmm.
team a little bit. So I would say Mitch Duncan, just because we know he will miss games.
It'd be huge if they can get Nottingham back. Because of course, when we get into our tipping later in the show, the doggies are going to be taking on the almost always dangerous and always prime for upset West Coast Eagles, especially since this is taking place in Optus. You need to have all hands on deck. It doesn't matter how bad the West Coast team is coming into the game, as long as it's Optus, you gotta be at your best. So certainly interesting. Going to have to keep an eye on that as we get closer to game time.